Picture this. It's late at night, and your phone suddenly lights up. It's your daughter calling. Your heart sinks. Why would she call at this hour unless something's terribly wrong? You answer, and you hear her voice, trembling. Dad, I'm really scared. I hit someone with my car. The police are here, and they're saying I need to post bail. I need you to send me $2,000 immediately. But something doesn't feel right. You've just become the target of one of the most insidious scams of our time. Your daughter's voice? It's not really her. It's a clone, generated by artificial intelligence. This is no sci-fi movie. This is today's reality. In 2022, AI voice scams became the most commonly reported fraud, with losses amounting to a staggering $2.6 billion. Have you ever received a call that made your heart sink? A call so convincing, you thought it was from your own child? You're not alone. Today, we're peeling back the layers on the dark side of AI. We'll explore how scammers are using this revolutionary technology to make their deceptions more convincing than ever. Trust me, you'll want to hear this. It's a call you can't afford to ignore. Welcome to a journey that will open your eyes and hopefully protect your family. Part 1. The Rise of AI Scams. Now that we've set the stage with that chilling introduction, let's dive into how we got here. Scams aren't new. They've been around as long as humanity itself. But the methods? They're evolving at an alarming rate. Remember the Nigerian prince emails? Those were child's play compared to what we're dealing with now. We moved from deceptive emails to robocalls that could mimic human conversation. And now, we've entered the era of AI-generated voices so convincing, they can fool even the most skeptical among us. In 2022 alone, AI voice scams became the most commonly reported type of fraud, with losses reaching a jaw-dropping $2.6 billion. That's not just a number, it's people's lives turned upside down. But let's put a face to these statistics. Real people, just like you and me, have fallen victim to these advanced scams.
I got a call from my husband's number. The voice was exactly like his. They told me he was in jail and needed bail money. I rushed to send it, only to find out later it was all a scam.
I received a call from what sounded like my son. He said he was in trouble and needed money for a lawyer. I didn't think twice. I sent the money. It was only after I spoke to my actual son that I realized I'd been scammed.
These aren't isolated incidents. They're part of a growing trend that's exploiting our trust in technology and in the people we love. Stay with us as we delve into the mechanics of these AI scams. Trust me, you'll want to know how they pull it off so you can guard against it. Part 2. How does it work? Now that we've seen the devastating impact of these scams, let's pull back the curtain and see how the magic, well, the dark magic actually happens. Voice cloning technology has made leaps and bounds in recent years. Using machine learning algorithms, these programs can mimic the nuances of human speech, from tone to pitch to accent. The scary part? All it takes is a few seconds of someone's voice to create a near-perfect clone. That's right, just a few seconds. Now, let's walk through the steps these scammers take to execute their schemes. Step 1. Gather voice samples. This could be from social media videos, voicemails, or even previous scam calls. Yes, they're that audacious. Step 2. Clone the voice. Using the gathered samples, the scammer feeds them into a voice cloning software. Within minutes, they have a voice clone ready to deceive. Step 3. Make the call. Armed with a cloned voice, the scammer calls the target, often using caller ID spoofing to make the call appear genuine. This isn't a Hollywood script. It's a real-life horror story happening to thousands of people every day. But don't lose hope. In our next segment, we'll arm you with the knowledge to fight back. Because knowledge is power, and we're giving you the power to protect yourself and your loved ones. Part 3. The psychology of scamming. We've talked about the technology and the process, but what about the psychology? What makes us so vulnerable to these scams in the first place? Scammers are masters of emotional manipulation. They know how to pull at your heartstrings, to make you act without thinking. It's a tactic as old as time, but now it's supercharged with AI. They create scenarios designed to trigger immediate emotional responses, fear, urgency, love. Your brain goes into fight or flight mode, making rational thought take a back seat. But there's another layer to this, the trust factor. And this is where AI voice cloning becomes a game changer. When you hear a familiar voice, your guard drops. Your brain thinks, I know this person. I can trust them. That's the moment the scammer has been waiting for. Trust is a powerful thing. It's the glue that holds relationships and communities together. And it's exactly what these scammers exploit to rob you blind. These scams are not just a technological problem, they're a human one. They exploit our emotions and our trust, turning our strengths into vulnerabilities. But don't despair. Up next, we're going to equip you with the tools you need to protect yourself. Because the best defense is a good offense, and we're about to go on the offensive. Part 4. The real victims. We've dissected the technology, the process, and the psychology. But who are the real victims here? Let's shed some light on that. Contrary to popular belief, it's not just the elderly who are targeted. In fact, people aged 30 to 49 are the most vulnerable, making up 40% of reported cases last year. Scammers don't discriminate. They target anyone with a heartbeat and a bank account. But certain groups are more susceptible due to emotional or financial stressors. Now, let's talk about the real impact. The numbers are staggering, but the human stories are heartbreaking.
I got a call from my daughter's voice saying she was in trouble. I sent all my savings to help her. It was a scam. Now, I can't even afford my medications.
I received a call that sounded exactly like my brother. He said he was in a car accident and needed money for repairs. I sent it, and now I'm drowning in debt.
These are not just cautionary tales. They're a wake-up call. The financial loss is devastating, but the emotional toll, that's irreplaceable. But there's hope. In our final segment, we'll give you the tools to protect not just your wallet, but your emotional well-being. Because you're not just a statistic, you're a human being, and you deserve to be safe. Part 5. How to protect yourself. We've walked through the dark alleyways of AI scams, but now it's time to step into the light. How can you protect yourself from becoming another statistic? First up, verification methods. Always, and I mean always, double check. If you get a call from a loved one in distress, hang up and call them back on a number you know is legit. Use two-factor authentication for your financial accounts. Keep a list of emergency numbers. And never, ever give out personal information over the phone without verifying first. But what about the tech industry? Are they doing anything to combat this new wave of scams? Good news. There are emerging technologies designed to detect cloned voices. These solutions analyze the audio to identify subtle inconsistencies that the human ear might miss. Companies are also working on advanced firewalls and caller ID verification systems to flag suspicious calls. The cavalry is coming, but it's still a work in progress. So there you have it. The fight against AI voice scams is a two-front battle, one that we must wage both personally and collectively. Stay tuned for our conclusion, where we'll wrap up everything we've learned and empower you to take action. Because knowledge isn't just power, it's your best defense. Part 6. The bigger picture. We've covered a lot of ground, but now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. What's happening on the legal front? Currently, laws are playing catch-up. While voice cloning for malicious intent is illegal, enforcement is a challenge. Authorities are working on legislation to specifically target AI voice scams. There are bills in the pipeline aimed at cracking down on these scams, but the wheels of justice turn slowly. Public awareness and pressure can help speed things up. But this brings us to an even more pressing question. Is technology advancing faster than our moral compass? We're in a race where technology is sprinting, but ethics is still tying its shoelaces. The advancements in AI are incredible, but they come with ethical questions we haven't fully answered yet. From data privacy to deepfakes, the ethical landscape is complex and ever-changing. It's a conversation we all need to be a part of. So, as we wrap up, remember, this isn't just about protecting yourself. It's about shaping the future. A future where technology serves us, not scams us. Stick around for our conclusion, where we'll tie all these threads together into a cohesive action plan. Because this is bigger than any one of us. It's about all of us. We've journeyed through the labyrinth of AI voice scams, from the chilling calls to the cutting-edge technology and the ethical dilemmas we face. The dangers are real, and they're evolving, but so are we. With awareness, vigilance, and collective action, we can turn the tide. Now here's where you come in. If this video opened your eyes, imagine the impact it could have on someone you care about. Share this video. Talk about it. The more people we can educate, the fewer victims there will be.